Okay. Uh, the one thing that I've always enjoyed about like when the new seasons or new fall season, like the shows that air, I'm a huge crime drama fan, and when it's not just about the cops and the bad guys, but when you kind of add in like the forensic teams or you add in the coroner's office and people like that go in deep. But with this show, Rosewood, this show was fun. Uh, Very fun to me, and I didn't under. And as always, sometimes when you look at a show and you try to understand why critics said this about it, but this show was fun. I very much enjoyed. This is another show that came on Fox, which stars uh, Morris Chestnut as a known as Dr. Belmont Rosewood Jr. He's a private uh, pathologist, basically. Paleontologist, basically he's a and he kind of works in Miami, Florida, and he works with, but he's in high demand with the law enforcement. Uh, he has this attitude and swagger of a mix of Sherlock Holmes meets Doctor Strange, old school Doctor Strange, where he knows he's good and he kind of flaunts it a little bit, and a lot of characters that just have that chemistry and that charisma of that they know they're good. And in in this episode, in this season, we get to see kind of his character. We get to see a little bit of what makes Rosewood, or Rosie as his sister calls him, his sister Pippi calls him, uh, tick. Like why does he do what he does? Is he obsessed with death or things like that, or is he just does what he does because he wants to help? Uh, and then you enter, uh, and then you enter the detective, Annalisa Villa, who transferred from New York back home. She's originally from Miami, but she was a cop in New York, but she returns home because of a situation which we'll get into. And when these two meet, Rosewood and Villa meet, it's like an odd couple meeting in a sense. Like she's kind of distance himself, and Rosewood's more like, look, I'm here to help. I you let me do my thing, and you do your thing. So what's the case gonna be like, partner? And it's more like basically, what if, like I said, Sherlock Holmes was all like to Dr. Watson, like, I don't need your help, Watson. Get out of here. That's kind of how Villa comes off with Rosewood. Is like she kind of comes off like that, which is really funny. But the two kind of get to know each other a little better later, in throughout the show, of to what makes each other tick. Now, one of the big things with Rosewood is that he kind of is a little bit like a Doctor Strange. He's kind of like a Marvel character that has kind of a disability in a sense. When you can see on his chest, he has a huge scar right on his chest, meaning that he had probably open heart surgery. He has two tiny holes in his chest that he has to take so many medications for, that kind of gives us a sense of, to really kind of understand the character, in a sense of like, he has to take a certain kind of medicine for the trembling in his hand. Like you see him take a injection shot in his hand. He said he suffered his first stroke when he was 11. He had his second stroke when he was 21. And it just it, you when he's telling this to the detective, it's it's almost like, man, like, geez, he's gone through a lot, but still he kind of doesn't let that stop him to do his job, which I like. And I think, and that was one thing I think Morris Chestnut does a good job of portraying that and showcasing that even though he has all these kind of ailments, he doesn't let the negativity of those kind of, you know, get him out of his positive mood, and always thinking positive and thinking like we'll catch the people, you know, don't worry about that. And it's to this point that the reason why the two team up is because of a case that gets reopened thanks to Rosewood's mother. You know, she's a teacher, and she a student of hers dies, and she wants the case reopened, and it does. And you know, they do find the person responsible, but the partnership of Rosewood and Villa are, it's really funny. Uh, you laugh at it, but also, you know, like over time they may come to really trust each other more, and think of themselves as a partnership. He's the one that'll help figure out how the victims are killed, and they come together and figure out. Like I said, it's like a Sherlock Holmes Watson feel, but instead of Sherlock kind of being the main star, it's Watson who's like the main star. That's kind of how I got the vibe with Rosewood. Is like he's he is the star. Morris Chestnut character is a star, but uh, if he was Watson, yeah, Watson would be the star, while Sherlock is the one and kind of like the the, the partner. And I love how he always says, if you ever look for me, if you ever need to look, just look to your left, because he's got billboards all over Miami with him, just smiling and, you know, talking about who it is. He's a private, you know, pathologist, you know. So it was really fun. I liked the chemistry that Morris Chestnut and Miss Jenna Lee Ortiz had with each other. Uh, I like the vibe of just Rosewood in general, because he's like kind of friendly with a lot of the cops. You know, he's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. Remember Thursday night, me and you, and things like that. He's really cool with the ME, and that works with the you know, the Miami Dade PD. It's so funny. His sister is really funny. She's about to get married. She is a she's she's a lesbian, but and her chemistry with her lover, her fiance, is really funny. They both work with him. She's very talented as well. Like she's not just like a secretary or anything like that. She does her job while her fiance does her job. It's it's really fun, and but like I said, it's the chemistry that really sells it to me. That's really fun. Um, this is another show that I thought was really good. This is another show that I feel that hopefully it doesn't get canceled. But you know, it's Fox, and it's just sometimes Fox is never really a good network for shows like this. It's hard, but I am a fan of Morris Chestnut. I've been watching Morris Chestnut. Damn, it's been years since I've followed his work. So I followed him from movies to small screen to back and forth. Always been a big fan of his work. So um, and it's really cool to see a character like this that he's portraying. Uh, it's really fun. And but this is a show. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to watch. It comes on Wednesdays. So but it's a pretty cool crime drama that I'm very much enjoying. Uh, I say give it a shot if you haven't watched it. You've never seen it before. If you are a fan of Morris Chestnut, definitely give it a shot. Like I did, I enjoyed it. Gonna continue to watch it. And other than that, guys, peace.